Okay, so that kind of pissed me off, but I'm not going to delete that part. Nope, nope, nope. Sorry about mostly cutting off on part mostly two of, well, that what if. I'm going to just say that there's a part two, a 1 and a 2.5, but yeah, this is the other half, but not the point. Sorry for cutting out. It's just I couldn't really see the recording button because for some reason it like disappeared from mostly the screen. So of course, you can actually see it somewhat kind of disappear, but of course they show the numbers in the recording. But of course that's why I had to cut it off. I was confused on where the fuck it went, but not the point. But let me just begin back into this what if. But yeah. So let me just begin into the part that I wanted to kind of leave it off before I kind of end it off. But this worked well. Sona kind of just like stays frozen there, silent, right now looking at Issei. This is where she noticed how Issei really doesn't like her at all. Literally, Issei does not like what's it called, looking at Sona or even seeing devils at all for that care. This is where Sona kind of stays silent there. This is where Issei just ignores her and just looks somewhere else while kind of just hearing the music. So the song I just mentioned is named "I'm Not Okay" by mostly Citizen Soldier, but yeah. This is where while Issei kind of just walks away from mostly the others and kind of just goes sit down, just far away from the devil so he doesn't have a stress level for a second to go back into a vicious state. But of course he just sings a song called what's it called, "I'm Not Okay" by Citizen Soldier, saying this is a well, mostly yeah. So the song mostly he sings, "It's a mess, it's a lie, it's the only home I ever known. 'Cause being who I really am has only left me more alone. I'm not okay, and I need you to see it. I have so much to say, and no one to hear it. The reason I kept quiet with so much at stake, I'm always feel like a burden. Let it silent me. You never understand. Yeah, you never understand why it's so hard to say I'm not okay." But yeah. While Issei is just staying there quiet and just kind of singing his song, kind of, well, mostly singing it a little bit loud enough for mostly Issei to only hear, while the others are kind of just looking at the devil and narrowing their eyes. This is where, well, mostly Sabo is ready to use his fire, while mostly Nook is ready to use his shadows. Kazutora is ready to use his lightning and also his blue flames, but yeah, this is where, well, he usually never uses blue flames, he usually uses lightning half the time, but when it comes to mostly serious situations, like mostly Issei's kind of situation, and being a little bit unstable, is kind of, usually he will take leadership, literally become the leader somewhat. Sometimes he just take leadership, but yeah, not the point. This is where, well, mostly Angel, he kind of did snap out of his, what's it called, weed state, kind of being high the fuck off, and actually oring her eyes and kind of, instead of being a goofy, cheerful person, he's right now kind of serious and releasing this powerful, holy energy aura, kind of. This is where, well, mostly Sona gets unnerved with all of them. This is where, right now, Sona says, I'm not gonna tell her. Just tell him that I'm not gonna tell her at all. I realize that it's a bad situation for mostly letting Issei into mostly any barrage. It seems like Issei doesn't like any of that. Of course not. Who the hell will ever love to just serve someone for their entire fucking life? I don't know about you, but that sounds quite stupid in our opinions. Yeah, you live forever, but still serving someone sounds fucking stupid. Especially for someone like Issei. Issei does not bow down towards anyone. He doesn't care what you are or who you are. He doesn't bow down. He's a leader in his own ways. He's a descendant of a conqueror. He does not bow down to anyone else because that literally shows that he's weaker than the person. So of course he will never bow down to someone like devils, especially arrogant ass ones. This is where she's showing her eyes and then just nodded. This is where, well, she just looks down. She can feel mostly all their gazes and quite murderous gazes to ready use their own ability to kill her. This is where, well, she then says, I won't bother him, okay? I won't. This is where, well, mostly we go into Issei kind of singing his song, and of course, where, well, he's kind of just right now nullifying his feelings and mostly numbing his pain, but not the point. The only reason why he kind of feels this painful is because, well, a devil did try to trick him one time. So we go into a flashback and mostly Issei kind of leaving his household, mostly leaving the Hyoto household because mostly his parents were just neglecting bastards and never showed up to his house and never cared too much until he figured out one thing. Mostly that, well, his parents actually go to another like place, like another like vacation, most often towards America, is because they have another child in America that they actually had, and of course, well, not had, mostly adopted, and so they actually take care of that child more often than mostly Issei. And literally the child was almost the same age as Issei, but not the point. Of course, Issei literally hates him for the fact of doing that. Literally, it's his own parents literally taking care of another child, but whatever. That's why he left the household. This is where, well, he remembers the pain and memories of trusting someone who was mostly in the street, and it wasn't mostly meeting, well, Kazutora or any of the others. It was someone else who was actually a devil. And of course, where, well, this devil was basically a kind of high-ranking devil who looked kind of arrogant and other things. Well, it was nice and kind, but this is where, well, the devil kind of gave Issei an option. Issei didn't really want this option because he really just wanted to live his life and be happy with a family and other things. He thought he can do it with this girl, and it's kind of similar to that of like the what's it called, original canon Yuma situation. But of course, this devil actually wanted to make Issei, well, mostly Issei serve her, but of course this is where Issei didn't want to. But of course the devil girl, who was actually not even 17, she wasn't that much younger looking, she was a little bit older looking. She just wanted to kind of kidnap Issei because of his powerful aura that's right now hidden deep within him. Now, of course, well, she was about to kind of kill him just to kind of revive him to become a devil. But this where, well, before any of that happening, Issei was traumatized a little bit because mostly he was about to die towards a kind of like dark, well, mostly like this reddish orangey kind of like mostly magic ball that was about to hit him, until mostly, well, not orange ball, it was like a blue kind of water serpent. And of course, the water serpent was about to smash upon him until mostly someone appears cutting the water serpent. It was this white-haired old man that had mostly glasses, and this is where, well, he seems to be old, had a scar on one of his eyes, and this is where, well, he had a sword. This is where the person right now cut down the devil in an instant. Now, the devil was basically a part of the Labyrinth family somewhat, the actual true descendant of the Labyrinth family. But it wasn't Kata, whatever her goddamn name was, but it was a different Labyrinth. Pretty much it was just someone that, yeah, was a part of that family and other things. But of course this old man didn't care and killed her in an instant. But yeah. Now of course the old man looks down at Issei, and Issei looks at this old man, and this is where Issei kind of asks him to train him. So of course mostly Issei did train with this old man, remembers the memories of Rayleigh and other things, of how the Dark King mostly took pity on him and actually trained him to become stronger than normal. He also awoken mostly his ambitions and other things. He didn't want to be looked upon down, he wants to get stronger so he can protect those he actually cares about. And shows that he wants actually still kind of wants a family, but with just a normal person. Just a normal wife and other things, not some supernatural wife that much. But of course, well, he also has other ambitions that are kind of really big, but that's mostly his first priority somewhat. Kind of, but yeah. This is where, well, he managed to awaken Conqueror's Hawking, Armament Hawking, and Aberration Hawking, which already managed to train him in all three types. But yeah, this is where, well, not the point, but yeah. Issei remembers that all, and this is where he keeps singing until mostly someone kind of claps right in front of Issei, which made Issei startle in an instant because he opened his eyes in an instant. His purplish eyes meets the gaze of mostly a girl with palish blue eyes. This is where, well, she had kind of palish blonde hair, like palish rose blonde hair. And this is where, well, she had into two kind of pigtails, and this is where, well, she says, that was actually amazing. So, that song was supposed to be your kind of, how should I say, I'm guessing your life song that much. Issei narrows his eyes and says, who are you exactly? This is where Issei said with a stoic kind of like tone, but yeah. This is where, well, the devil says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, not the devil. Mostly the girl says, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not a threat. I'm not a devil. So don't attack me. This is where, well, she tries to calm down mostly Issei. Issei narrows his eyes, but he doesn't feel any demonic energy from her. Instead, it's a little bit more sinister magic, but it's holy at the same time. Issei says, "You're a fallen angel, aren't you?" This is where the girl says, "Correct. I'm just a fallen angel. Just don't attack me. Let me at least talk, please." This is where, well, she kind of asks Issei, which Issei kind of sighs and says, "Fine. What do you want?" This is where the girl says, So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Junko Nishima." Issei said, "Okay." "Issei Yami." Issei kind of just introduced himself. This is where, well, mostly Junko nodded. "Well, I just came to see the fight that you had with the devil, and not gonna lie, it kind of, how should I say," her face becomes a little pinkish and red, and this is where, well, she just said, "It kind of really turned me on." This is where, well, she said quietly, which Issei managed to hear and kind of turned a little bit embarrassed. This is where, well, mostly Junko said, but other than that, that's not the point. So, I decided to, well, how should I say, well, took a liking to you." This is where, well, Junko kind of said, she's stuttering and looking away, but sometimes. This is where, well, mostly Issei said, "Took a liking to me. What does that mean anyway?" This is where, well, mostly Junko seems a little bit dumbfounded and says, "You know, I kind of fell for you really hard, just like how I'm a fallen angel." Issei made a joke and says, "Kinda ironic for a fallen angel to fall even lower, and right now fall in love with a human. Quite ironic." This is where Junko blushes and says, "Yeah, screw you about that, but not the point. So, would you like to go on a date?" This is where, well, mostly Issei looks at mostly her, not his eyes, but this is where, well, he then thinks about it. Maybe this would be a good idea to kind of get his grandfather off his back most of the time about looking for someone to date. Which Issei thinks about it and says, sure. This is where, well, mostly Issei just thinks about it, and if this fallen angel tried to kill him, he would kill her in an instant, but whatever. This is where Issei said, "Why not? Would seem kind of fun, I guess." This is where, well, Issei said, kind of truthfully. This is where, well, someone inside says, "That's..." And it's not code. This is where the person says, "I wouldn't trust the fallen angel, but then again, whatever, you do whatever." Issei says, "Yeah, whatever, poetry." This is where, well, mostly code is what mostly Tora kind of like telling him if this devil moves, this mostly code says, "I will send the god," well, mostly the god slaying weapon from the goddamn sky, a satellite kind of blast to destroy the devil in an instant. This is where everyone are just narrowing their eyes, but this is where, well, they kind of see, well, mostly when they turn it back around to see if Issei has fully calmed down, they see a fallen angel right now talking to Issei, which Sona noticed that the fallen angel was literally a fallen angel, and both Issei and the fallen angel was kind of giggling at each other, but yeah. So, of course, mostly with all that happening, this is where, well, both, Issei and, Junko were just talking, giggling, laughing, because mostly they seem to have one thing in common, and that is literally hate devils. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of noticed that she's not much of a bad girl, and this is where Junko kind of blushed at the fact that mostly Issei says, "You're being quite interesting. You're quite interesting, fallen angel. Cute and interesting." This is where, well, which made Junko kind of blush and kind of looked away, which Issei kind of just smirks and had a little grin on his face, saying, "Well, quite beautiful you are. I mean, sure, I'll go on the date with you then." This is where, right, which made Junko kind of blush and interesting. This is where she said, "Okay, about the date, where would it be at?" Issei says, "That I do not know." This is where Issei decides to give her his phone number, which mostly Junko returns and give her phone number to his, while both switching mostly switching phones and of course typing their own phone number, and this is where they get back each other's phones. This is where, well, mostly Junko noticed the other song that Issei was hearing, that was called mostly Hurricane, made by I Prevail, and this is where, well, she then says, "You have very interesting music taste." This is where Issei says, "Quite interesting yourself," says the one who had a very interesting music taste, hearing that mostly the song called. So the song she was hearing is basically called "Cross the Line," and made by No Result or Resultment, but yeah. While mostly both of them were just exchanging kind of like mostly what songs they like while talking, this is where, well, Sona started kind of developing this kind of jealousy, kind of like mostly just as envy and jealous to seeing how Issei is smiling against the fallen angel. This is where, well, mostly she started kind of developing a little bit of a crush from the fact that Issei did save her, like mostly a saving knight, or mostly like a dark knight, but not the point. This is where, well, she then kind of wanted to say something, but noticed that it would be a bad time because mostly he's with friends, and most of these friends are basically like true homies and actually will mostly pack up anyone for trying to ruin his life or whatever. But yeah. So of course, this is where, well, while all of them are kind of talking, or mostly they just see them talk, and this is where the fallen angel says, "Well, I should probably be going then." He just says, "Yeah, should probably be going then." This is where, well, mostly Junko turns back around, decides to just hug him and says, "I just well, I don't even know why I hug you." This is where, well, she did turn around, did it so instantly. While she was doing this is where Issei decided to just pat her back, and this is where it made her kind of fluster. This is where, well, mostly both of them looked into each other's eyes. Palish blue eyes meets mostly purplish dark eyes, and this is where, well, mostly they lean in closer, and of course they basically just kissed each other. This is where, well, which made Sona purely jealous, and of course the other guy says, "Yee-hoo, man! The man really lost his first kiss to a fallen angel," which mostly both of the kind of like lovebirds right now turn around to see mostly Issei's friends right now cheering on him and kind of saying, "Good job, buddy." This where, well, Issei just flipped them off and says, "Fuck off," while mostly Junko blushes in flusterment and says, "Well, I should be going then." This is where, well, Issei says, "Yeah, you sure? Most of my friends will be pretty much just dicks most of the time, so bye. I'll see you on that date then." This is where, well, mostly Junko nodded and just blushes. She makes her kind of like, what's it called, fallen angel wings appear. She does have 4 fallen angel wings, and this is where, well, she kind of decides to disappear, but yeah. This is where, well, her wings were basically kind of also having a tint of red in it, like a darkish red, but yeah, not the point. It's not just fully black. She just leaves and kind of flies away, but yeah. This is where, well, she was feeling embarrassed from the fact that mostly she was basically caught by Issei's friends, and again, instead of mostly Issei's friends kind of getting jealous, they were basically cheering on him, which made kind of Junko kind of like happy for mostly humans to not be envy or jealous or anything like that. But she did feel jealous and envy for mostly the devil, which she kind of grins because she would like to make mostly fully devils just get angry at her, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "So, are we gonna go get that KFC or what?" This is where, well, mostly Kazutora says, No, we are not gonna go by and let you slide the fact that you kissed someone." Issei says, "Shut up, you bastard." This is where, well, Issei kind of looks to the left and says, "Besides, she was actually tastes pretty good." This is where Issei kind of said with a very blush on his face. And this is where Kazutora says, "Yeah, that's how a kiss works, dumbass." This is where Issei says, "Fuck you." This is where, well, they decide to kind of walk away, ignoring Sona and just kind of going to get KFC, but yeah. This is where Ko says, "Good job, Issei, you got your first kiss." This is where Issei says, "Yeah, fuck off already, jackass. Why is all of you gonna just be pricks about this?" This is where, well, mostly Kazutora kind of said in answer to the question, "The reason why we're pricks is we're happy for you." Issei said, "Fuck off." Whatever. They get to the, what's it called, KFC, like literally bought some bucket of KFCs, like 6 of them, like 6 what's it called, buckets of KFC, and like other kind of like mostly side kind of like salads or whatever the hell they got. And this is where, well, Issei did get like a large cup of fucking soda, but not the point. But this is where, well, mostly he got like Pepsi, cherry Pepsi, but not the point. This is where, well, the others got whatever, until mostly they did kind of give the bucket chicken and mostly the soda that, what's it called, cold asked for. But yeah, they kind of went towards a spot that usually they kind of just sit there, smoke weed, and mostly just eat, but yeah, not the point. Also, it's mostly like a warehouse they're usually at, but the warehouse doesn't have any strays because mostly they kill any of the strays that come in, even if they're high as fuck, they're kind of pretty fucking strong. Code is usually never high, but he will actually appear sometimes to kill the strays because, yeah, he's not physically strong, but he can send machinery to destroy any of the strays. Besides, there is kind of like robotic machinery usually around this warehouse, but yeah. Is it well, they right now have a huge like TV screen on like the middle of the warehouse, and of course mostly like in this room, but not the point, with mostly a couch, and the couch is not messy or any of that because they keep it kind of tidy, but not the point. This is where, oh, they're smoking weed while kind of like watching TV, watching YouTube, and when they get hungry and munchy, they get the food and kind of start eating. But yeah, this is where, well, not the point, but that's what happens that whole time. Other than that, we go into a time skip of mostly well, the next day. This is where, well, Issei is right now like dead ass asleep, and this is where, well, Issei is kind of yawning because he did have a very interesting, fun day yesterday. But yeah, this is where, well, he was high as hell, but not the point. When he got home, like, mostly, luckily, Code was the one to actually give him as, well, not Code, it wasn't Code to give him direction to his house. It was literally Poetry having to switch his body, or mostly switch Issei's soul, and of course having to be the one to take control. But yeah, it was mostly Issei's soul that was mostly high, but not the point. And of course, even his body, but of course, Poetry managed to get to the house. But yeah, turn his body to literally light and just disappearing. Now, of course, the Grimoire appeared next to him, and of course, instead of being a black, kind of purplish Grimoire that has a 4-leaf, it was actually the opposite, being an actual kind of like white, kind of golden light color. And of course, it had a 4 leaves, and this is where he literally just kind of used a spell to make himself light and just teleport straight towards, or mostly just blink through multiple windows and getting towards the dojo. But yeah, he gets to the dojo, gets to the room, switches bodies, and of course, the Grimoire just changes back to being black and purple, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei falls asleep and just takes a nap. But yeah. Now, of course, mostly we go into the next day. Issei is waking up slowly until he notices someone actually being in his room. This is where Issei yawns and tries to get the sleep out of his eyes until he sees the girl with kind of like blondish, kind of like pinkish kind of hair, like palish, pinkish hair. And this is where, well, her name is, well, mostly, her name is Masashi, and this is where, well, she basically noticed Issei kind of waking up slowly, and this is where, well, not really Masashi. She was actually sleeping into mostly Issei's kind of arms, which Issei didn't actually know this. And of course, well, he just smells mostly roses, and this where, well, for some reason he thought of Junko. But yeah, until he noticed the pinkish hair girl and was actually shocked. Now, of course, well, she was basically asleep with mostly Issei's arms being around her, and of course, being around her waist, while mostly she was around her, mostly around Issei. This is where, well, they were basically sleeping peacefully without even knowing, or mostly Issei without knowing that mostly he was basically cuddling up with, well, mostly Masashi. This is where Issei tries to get his arms out of mostly Masashi's grasp and tries to get her off of him also, which ended up kind of horribly because mostly his grandfather walked in and says, "Hey, Issei, wake the fuck up." So I'ma go get some what's it called, food this morning. I'ma just let you kind of have fun with Masashi-chan, and I'ma be going. Issei says, "No, fucker, no, this is not what it looks like. No, wait, Grandpa, come back." This is where, well, mostly his grandpa was shutting the door, the mostly like sliding door. And this is where Issei says, "Hey, fucker, no, get over here." But yeah. So I should mention this is how Masashi looks like, but yeah. Basically, she's turned fade, but not the point. While mostly Issei struggles with Masashi, but this is where he uses darkness just to wake her up in an instant. This is where he created a lightning just to kind of hit Masashi. Masashi wakes up because she just gets shocked and says, what's happening? This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "Hey, wake up." This is where, well, Issei gets annoyed when mostly releasing some of his dark energy aura. And this is where, well, she wakes up and says, "Issei, sorry if I kind of..." Issei says, "Yeah, cuddle with me. I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, we didn't do anything kind of sexual. Hope not. Please don't tell me." This is where, well, Masashi says, "No, we didn't. No, we didn't." This is says, "Thank goodness. Oh, I thought I was going to screw Junko over a Chan." This is where, well, Masashi says, "Wait, who's Junko?" He says, "Oh, no one for you to concern yourself over. But not the point. Why are you in my room?" Issei right now said with a very demanding tone. This is where Masashi says, "We're not going to just skip over the whole fact that you said Junko." This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "Whatever. Not the point. That's nothing for you to understand. Other than that, get the hell out of my room." This is where Masashi says, "Yes, but I want to actually talk to you." Issei says, "No, I'm literally saying get out of my room because I need a change." This is where Masashi was literally kicked out by kind of darkness kind of grabbing her and getting her out of his room, which mostly he closed and used darkness magic barrier, which mostly Issei didn't really actually kind of change. He just fell asleep, but yeah. While mostly Issei's grandfather just went to go get something to eat, but not the point. He just went to McDonald's just to get something from the breakfast kind of menu, but yeah. But other than that, I'm going to end it off here for part 2. Well, mostly 2 2/2, yeah, 2.5, 2. But yeah. But other than that, bye soon, yeah, bye.